Right, Wing It dropping us off at the Rattle River Trailhead. We're entering the Whites today.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss you guys, man. It's been a joy to be around you, brothers.
Likewise. Good morning. It's very early. Blue Jeans is not awake yet, but we are entering the White Mountains. Our final push for the week. So we've enjoyed a couple of days in Gorham, refueling, resting, resupplying, and now here we go.
Final stretch.
Final stretch. It's a great profile of what we're going to be doing in a day or two. It's about Madison and the long climb up. You have Adams and Jefferson and Clay, and then that one in the center is Mount Washington. And then we'll go over that and down. That'll be our long day, about a 14.5-mile day to go over all that. There's an IMP campsite. IMP, caretaker fee. It's the shelter, which is real nice. Boards down to privy and tent sites. Home for the night. Good morning. Leaving the IMP shelter today, which is situated between Mount Moriah and the Carters. Yes, it was a bit of an easier day. But we decided to make it that way because we're still recovering from our journey through Maine and preparing for a big day in the Whites in 2 days. So today we were going to plan to hike up, spend the night on top of the Wildcats, but weather's rolling in tonight. It's probably not a good idea to be up there. But the biggest piece is that coming down, we're southbounding, so on the backside of the last Wildcat is the steepest mile and really dangerous when it's wet. So we changed our plans and we're gonna do the AT detour, which is already set up for this year anyway. So about a 9-mile day, I think, today. Gonna start with a lot of up under the Carter Ridge, and hopefully get some really good pictures. So I'm sure I'll have a few of them to share with you. Talk to you later. It's always hard to properly show how steep a section is on the camera. But this section here, I'm climbing over these rocks, and this is slab all the way up. So it's kind of steep today. Well, it's not always good views. Got to the summit here, and it's windy, foggy, cold. So it was a steep 1,000-foot climb, and no reward. That's okay. It happens. A little bit windy, clouds have rolled in. I think rain's probably behind, and I gotta climb down there to those huts. That's the Carter Notch hut. Those buildings down there. So, steep down. We'll get there though. So we are set up there on the edge of the river, and the Blue Jeans and I are enjoying dinner along the river. So it's a great camp spot, but I think we're gonna get rained on, as you can tell by the dark clouds. So we're trying to eat and finish up and get in our tents before we get wet. Touch base with you later. Another view of our stealth site for the night. Pretty sweet. Morning. Blue Jeans and I just had a sweet little stealth spot next to the stream that we packed up from. And now we're headed out to Route 16, down to Pinkham Notch. Meet up with my buddy Steven and resupply and enter into the presidentials. We just finished up the Moriah, Carter, Notch mountains, so that's our plan for today. I'm forecasting a little bit of rain as a cold front comes in. We'll see what happens, but it's
Almost like a Bolognese.
Spaghetti bolognese.
We got to see some more friends before we left Gorham and headed up into the presidentials. It's always great to see people we connected with before. All right, here we are, leaving Pinkham Notch Visitor Center. We picked up a passenger along the way for a few days.
Stowaway.
And we're headed up to Osgood tent site and then up on the presidentials tomorrow. So here we go.
Here we go.
Osgood tent site. 3 of us crammed on one platform. Bear box, little eating area. Morning. Leaving Osgood tent site. Headed up the northern presidentials. We have 3,000 feet of elevation gain over the next 3 miles. So it's going to be steep. Hopefully beautiful. Touch base with you later. Climbing up Madison southbound, first above treeline view. Pretty cool. It's wildcat. There's Washington. You can see the road going up, but obviously the summit is in the clouds. We'll be there shortly. And honestly, we'll probably be in the clouds anyway shortly, so there you have it. I made it to the top of Madison. It's very windy, a little bit of a sign, and it's cold and foggy. So I'm gonna head on down to the hut. I made it to the Madison hut, and the weather
Beautiful.
is not ideal conditions, but we're gonna persevere.
Because we have no other options.
We have no other options. Onward. Climbing up out of Madison. Oh. Can barely see the hut down there now. And the wind is crazy. A little bit of a view. What do you think, Blue Jeans?
Pretty windy, but it's great.
It's trying to blow us off the mountain. But we're gonna win. That's for sure. Look how fast those clouds are coming up over the ridge. That's crazy. Whoa! Whoa! Woo! It's beautiful. Hiking up Mount Clay. It's super windy though, my beard's getting blown all over the place. But no complaints. Got about 1,200 more feet of elevation gain to get to Washington. We're gonna get there. On our way up Washington. There's the ridge line that we gotta hike down. You can see in the background, that's the cloud up. Colorado Road going down the mountain. But I'm not sure if we're gonna make it down that ridge line tonight, but we definitely gotta make it to that hut. So hiking on. Here is our official summit picture. Current conditions here at the summit. 40-mile-an-hour winds. Wind chill's 27. It's 38 degrees, I think, here. Yeah, thought I'd share that with you. Ears are definitely burning. There it is. Right, we're headed down, headed south.
Sorry?
New friends? We're hiking down to Lake of the Clouds, which there it is in all its glory. And maybe now you know why it's called Lake of the Clouds. Because there's a lake and there's clouds. Genius. This is Blue Jeans and ours. Our turn in the dungeon. They call this space the dungeon for obvious reasons. So, but the view is killer. The generator noise is not so much. Well, good morning. We're getting ready to leave the dungeon in the Lake of the Cloud hut, and we're headed southbound on the AT over Eisenhower down to the Mizpah hut, Webster Cliff Trail, all that kind of stuff. Hoping to do 14 miles because we wanted to do that yesterday, but we only did 10 because of elevation and weather. So the weather's kind of crummy outside, windy, misty, cloudy, all that kind of stuff. So we're shooting the video from in the dungeon, but we are getting underway. We'll talk to you later. On top of Webster Cliffs, overlooking Crawford Notch, which I'll show you the notch in a minute. Down there, it's the road and the railroad tracks. And then Blue Jeans. Well, we hiked down from Lake of the Cloud hut, and I got 3 miles left to the shelter, but we are at Route 302. And I want to give you some perspective because I'm standing in the parking lot and we just hiked down from up there. Knees are a little sore. Here's the Ethan Pond shelter. Bit of an old one, but sure functional. Trail down to the lake. Ethan Pond shelter. Where we tented for the tent for the night. And the little path out of here. All right, here's the Ethan Pond, which is where the shelter and camping area is off of. It's really quite a pretty spot. The trail out goes right there. Good morning. Leaving the Ethan Pond shelter this morning. Yesterday was a big day. We hiked 14 point something miles from Lake of the Cloud hut all the way down to the shelter, which for us was really big miles for the whites. So, but today we're attempting another 14-mile day, trying to get to the Garfield Ridge shelter. I think is doable because I think this next 5 miles I have is probably the easiest 5 miles in the whites, and then we'll have 9 miles of normal terrain. So I think it's very doable. But yeah, steep down. Webster Cliff Trails is no joke. It was a very steep down, and we were exhausted when we got into camp last night. It's a bunch of students from Brown University who were out here on a day trip or some sort of orientation trip. So a little noisy at first, but good kids, good people. They asked lots of questions this morning about through hiking and whatnot, so it was fun answering those questions. But got 14 miles to go. I'm going to get hiking. I'm sure I'll share some pictures and photos with you as I go. Talk to you later. Man, this is a cool path along the edge of the mountain. Beautiful blue sky, puffy cloud kind of day. I'm guessing this was some sort of a avalanche or rock slide or something. But makes for nice hiking. Love the commentary on the sign. Eating lunch on top of Mount Galehead, looking at the Franconia Ridge. That mountain to the right is Garfield, where I'll be tonight. So we decided to do a hut stay, and Blue Jeans and I are up on the top bunk. We ended up spending the night at the Galehead hut. Blue Jeans' hut experience here in the Whites before he heads home. It's our last day of hiking, and they're calling for bad weather, so we're prepared. Well, good morning. We are leaving the Galehead hut. We stopped here last night because it was already 5 o'clock and we had 3 miles left to go, lots of elevation. Just decided to have a hut stay because today is Blue Jeans' last day, full day of hiking on the trail. So we enjoyed a hut experience. And now we're going to climb over Garfield in the Franconia Ridge. But they're forecasting like temps in the low 50s, wind, rain. So we're hoping maybe not. Maybe we'll get a little reprieve from that and get to enjoy the ridge. So, but here we go. We'll shoot you some pictures, hopefully, and share that with you. Well, the rain has picked up. That's Lafayette we're going over. It's an exposed ridge. And we're working our way down the granite slabs in the middle of the bad weather. So hopefully we're able to do that without having to bail out. Dun, 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 dun. Here we are. There's clouds moving over Garfield. We just hiked over that. It's super cool. Headed up Lafayette. Clouds are rolling in, taking out our sunshine. You can see it coming towards us because the summit's up there. That's where we're headed. Lovely day. Lafayette. We're less than 100 feet from the summit. Well, we're here. 13 days since last bear. And look, it says Pooh Bear. Made it to the Liberty Springs tent site. We got set up just before rain. And now it's quite nice. The sun has come out and hopefully going to dry it all off. All right, it's good morning. We're waking up at Liberty Springs. It is gray and wet.
And it was cold.
Cold. It's like in the 30s and it feels like it's freezing, but it's our last morning of Blue Jeans packing up. Tomorrow he flies out to go home. Today we're hiking out, getting a ride, headed to Boston in the morning. And so it's kind of a bittersweet moment. I know he's excited to go home, but it's also, your heart's out here on the trail too. So
was a great time in the Whites for a finish, for sure.
Yeah. Yesterday was tough. We hiked over Lafayette and Lincoln and Haystack and all Garfield, and the weather was terrible. It was windy and rainy and foggy, no views, but it was okay. You got a good taste of what the Whites really are. Mm-hmm. And so we got a 3-mile hike out, and yeah, I'm sure I'll post some pictures of us headed to Boston. Talk to you later. All right, we made it down to the trailhead. This amazing Rex is picking us up. And it's Blue Jeans just finished his hike.
Yeah, that's
He
it.
finished his hike.
It's
So
over.
how do you feel, Blue Jeans?
Pretty humble. It was a nice 6 months.
It's a nice 6 months. So Rex is taking us to do some errands and then clean up and get to the airport tomorrow. So we appreciate the trail magic. Enjoying some breakfast this morning before we take off. I mean, look at this feast. This is amazing. Look at that stack of pancakes or French toast. Biscuits and gravy. Blue Jeans' favorite. There you go. Yeah, you too. Stay connected. I can stand up here now and be your height. Blue Jeans is going home and I'm headed to Montana. So this is the last time